the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr.
The Rat Pack.
Rat Pack. Let's start with the chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
I know you were very dear friends.
Yes, we were.
In fact, you were a pallbearer at his funeral.
Yes, I was.
So if you had to tell us as an audience one thing about Frank Sinatra that none of us would know, what would it be?
You mean something I could tell you? if it would be anything, then may come as a surprise to most of you. Frank Sinatra had three major loves in his life. Firstly, his family. Secondly, his friends. And thirdly, his music. He was a friend to me long before I even realized it. When I was still down at the Fremont doing my 6 shows a night, 6 nights a week, anytime Frank was in Las Vegas doing a special performance to raise money for the university or a different charity, he always made sure that there was time and room on that show for me to perform. And I never understood it because there was a major age difference, obviously. But his wife explained it to me some years later. She said, that was Frank's way of looking out for you, to make sure that you survived this industry, that you didn't get into trouble, you didn't go on the wrong track, and you didn't show up at any of his parties. And I can tell you in retrospect, ladies and gentlemen, I realized in looking back that every time in my life, because life, for any of us, doesn't go like this, right? It's mountains and valleys. And so every time I was at my lowest ebb, the first phone call I got was from Frank Sinatra, saying, how can I help? What can I do? Who can I call? And the most that I can wish for everybody in this audience is that at some point in time, you have a friend like he was to me, because they do make a world of difference. And I miss him and love him and will be grateful forever. Okay? And in learning from the greats that are around you, that are maybe a little older, one of the things I learned from Frank is he said, always tell the truth, just don't always tell it. So that's how this introduction comes into play. Okay, everything I have told you about this gorgeous lady is the truth. She is from Cleveland, Ohio. She is professionally an attorney. And ladies and gentlemen, her maiden name is truly Kathleen McCrone. Her married name for the last 31 years is Kathleen McCrone Newton. This is my bride of 31 years. Thank God she doesn't see well, or she'd never married me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we can't talk about the Rat Pack without talking about our Ohio boy here, who does things like send me that picture, right? And in case you can't read it, it says, Dear Wayne, in case you think this is orange juice that I'm drinking, I have some horses I'd like to trade you. Tell me about your applause. How many of you think that the whole drinking thing with Dean was just part of his show business persona? That's how he wanted people to take it out. Thank you. I am so sorry to disappoint you. Dean loved to drink, okay? But he was not a bad drinker. He didn't drink too much and then go hit on a guy's wife or look for a fight or something like that. He just loved to have a good time. He invited me to do one of his first variety television shows. And so I commuted back and forth from Vegas to California 5 days to rehearse with the orchestra. And Dean did not show up for one rehearsal. Not one. Okay? Came time to tape the show, his producer came over to me and he said, Wayne, just go ahead and do the medley. The old man will catch up. And so I had no idea what he meant. But I looked over and there stood Dean. Now I want you to look for 3 things in this clip, okay? Number 1, I told you I had bronchial asthma. And So therefore, it's challenging to sing with someone who's smoking at the same time. Number two, I want you, if I'm singing to you, I'm looking at you as I sing to you, right? Dean, looking over here, over there, over there, sometimes even up there. And I realized what that was. It wasn't to offend me, right? That's where the cue cards were. And so I did something at the end of this little medley, ladies and gentlemen, that was a total surprise to Dean and his producer and director. All right, and you can tell that by the look on Dean's face and what he has to say. This is one of my all-time favorite clips. Okay, this is it.
Is it true what they say about the sea? Does the sun really shine all day long?
Do they laugh? Do they love? Like they say in every song.
If they do, that's where I belong. Tut-tut-tut, say goodbye. Tut-tut-tut, say don't cry. Ah, that cheap train is gonna take me far away from you. No one can tell, I said it makes me.
Yes, me Tootsie Island. Do it over again.
What's wrong with me? I'll never fail.
If you don't get a letter, then you know I can't write.
Tut-tut-tut, say don't cry. Tut-tut-tut, say goodbye. I'm Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging around. And so I'll holler so the world will know. Here I go. I'm Alabama bound. Swanee, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. My dear old Swanee. The folks are gone. Well, see me no more. When I get to the Swanee shore. Your little showers may come your way. They bring the flowers that bring me. So give up all the world. I'm listening for a song. Whenever April
Ladies and gentlemen, the third member of the Rat Pack was about this size. He was about this tall, 90 pounds soaking wet, but one of the most talented 90 pounds I've ever met in my life. I thought it'd be fun for Sam and I to do a song together for you tonight. Would that be okay? Okay, Sammy, take it away.
Give me something about here, huh, Paul? 1, 2, 3. Every once in a while, when Wayne and I are in Vegas together, or occasionally at a benefit or something, we invariably wind up singing this song, because we both love it. Wayne,
What is it?
I don't know.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. And you're nobody until somebody cares.
You may be the king and you may possess the world and a lot of gold. The gold won't bring you happiness. When you're growing old, hello.
Let's do the same. We just can't change it just as long as the stars they shine way up above.
You're nobody.
You're nobody.
You're nobody.
Ain't nobody, baby.
Nobody
Till somebody loves you. So go out and find somebody to love. Sing it, Sam. Bring yourself, Sam. It's early. I said you're nobody until somebody cares. Some were spat upon, others were just yelled at and told terrible things. And I was so depressed by that I promised myself that while I was still on these boards, that was never going to happen again. So what I'd like to do is shoot out the spotlight, bring up the house lights, and if you are in the military, ladies and gentlemen, or if you are retired from the military, if you are a military family, if you are a policeman or a fireman, I would have to break that answer into two categories, okay? What have I done personally and what have I done professionally? All right, and personally is an easy answer for me, ladies and gentlemen. I have been totally blessed, and I have two beautiful, incredible daughters, and a gorgeous, loving, loyal wife. And it just don't get any better than that, okay? That's personal. Professionally, that's an easy answer for me also. I have been blessed and have had the great opportunity of traveling the world, ladies and gentlemen, and we have been in every major conflict that our country has been in since Vietnam, and I was there twice, entertaining our men and women in the armed forces. I came back from Vietnam the second time and I was depressed. I was depressed because some of the warriors that have been sent over to start us, they're slow down some, 'cause you're making me run. There don't you walk. So picture shows second balcony was a place we knew. Second seat, road that street, you with me. Central Park and Mall, how you tore your dress. What a mess, I confess that's not all. No! Not this shame, no, not this shame. I wanna make you fall. See and begin, and we go. Oh, on 7 ways, still stays for always. My heart says I can shame, don't get shame. To say, don't get ashamed. The love between the two of us. Mr. Hope and I did many shows together through the world. In the year 2000, when Mr. Hope could no longer travel for health reasons, Mr. Hope and the USO called me and they asked if I would take over his position as chairman of the Celebrity Circle, which I have been doing since then. And I'll be doing that the rest of my life. And I thank you.
You know, Wayne, normally I would not ask a question like this, but since it's my last night, I'm gonna throw it out there. Have you ever thought about quitting show business?
No. there is, and quitting show business prompted this thought. I hadn't explained it, I'm sure it's been through some of your minds. What happened to my brother? My brother quit show business in 1973. It was not something that he enjoyed doing, and we had a particular bad night one night in Vegas, and he went upstairs and packed and left and moved back to Virginia and Tennessee and went into the radio business, which is something he enjoyed doing. So that's what happened to him, so you don't have to concern yourself. I could not retire because I love seeing the smiles on your faces too much. I love you too. And I got to the point where I worked it out with the Fremont. I'd do like 15 weeks straight there, the 6 shows a night, and all of that. And then I would take 2 weeks off, and I would travel the state of Nevada and play the other casinos in those states, always ending up for some reason in Lake Tahoe at Harris Club there. And so I was there, and this would have been the second year we were playing that lounge. And I was having lunch with the entertainment director at Harris. And we were in the coffee shop, and it was packed. And I said, you know, Bob, you have a lot of big stars that come in here to play your main showroom, and some of them do not have an opening act. So why don't you let me be the opening act and just pay me the same thing you're paying me to work the lounge? Well, to this day, I do not know what happened. But he became instantaneously furious, pounded the table, stood up, put his finger in my face, and he said, you will never play our main showroom. You got that through the thick head of yours. You'll never play our main showroom. And I want to tell you something else, Big Shot. I don't think we'd ever want you back in the lounge. And he turned and walked out. And you could have heard a pin drop in that room. And I realized that as the lounge act, I was where I was going, that was it. And if I was not happy to do that the rest of my life, then I was still young enough to quit show business and go back to school and learn how to do something. And so I called my manager and I said, Tom, I made a decision and I wanted you to hear it from me, not on the grapevine, okay? I will finish my contract with the Fremont Hotel, but when that's over, that is the last lounge I will ever play, even if it means giving up show business. And he said, how are we going to eat? I said, well, you're going to have to find us work somewhere, but it will not be a lounge because I won't do it. So ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that with the grace of the good man upstairs and you, he did find us a job. He found us a job in Buffalo, New York. I was the opening act for a very major star, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jane Mansfield. Oh. I think that's when my voice finished changing. I was her opening act for 2 weeks, and then she went on tour with the rest of her tour, which didn't include us. And my manager found us a job opening a new nightclub in Sydney, Australia. Now, you can't get much further from Lake Tahoe than Sydney, Australia, without starting back, right? And so I come walking out on stage, and seated right down there was the incredible Jack Benny, Mr. Jack Benny. He was in Australia doing a tour from coast to coast. He watched the entire show. He came backstage, said some wonderfully nice things, and he said, well, you know, I'm down here doing a tour from coast to coast, and he said, my opening act is Shirley Bassey. He said, she's a young lady from Great Britain, and I didn't realize until tonight that when this tour is over, she's going back to Great Britain. And he said, I realize I don't have an opening act when I get home. He said, would you consider being my opening act? I said, Mr. Benny, I would swim the Pacific to be your opening act. He said, okay, I'll have a contract in the morning, you can sign it, and know when we get home, you are the opening act for my new show. And he started out of the dressing room. I was still in shock. And he stopped halfway to the door, turned back. I swear to you, this is the truth. He said to me, by the way, Wayne, the first place we're going to play is in Harrah's in Tahoe. Oh my God! What are the chances of that? I said, Mr. Benny, it breaks my heart to tell you this, but I don't want you to commit to something that you'll be totally without understanding all of the ins and outs. I said, I have been playing Harrah's in their lounge for 2 years now, and they have made it painfully clear to me that they never, ever want me in their main showroom, in addition to which I don't think they would ever even have me back in their lounge. And without a hesitation at the blink of an eye, Mr. Benny said, if they don't want you, then they don't want me. So ladies and gentlemen, my first job as a co-headliner in the state of Nevada was opening for Mr. Jack Benny at Harrah's in Tahoe. When I've been off more than I can screw, but through what was wrong, we ate it up and spit it out. We faced it all and we stood tall and did it our way. I've loved, laughed and cried, had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it's not amusing just to think that we did all that and made us see, not a shadow. Oh no, not us. We did it our way. For when's a man, what has he got? It may have some that he has not. To say the things that he truly feels, not just the words of someone who kneels. Let the record show we took all the blows and then good night, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you.